What if the ETFs that are supposed to protect your passive income portfolio and hedge against the US market are actually one of the biggest risks sitting inside your portfolio right now? What most investors don't realize is that there is a very specific macro setup developing right now that is putting this category of ETFs, notably used for diversification and hedging, at serious risk of underperforming. And the answer may come as a shock to many. In this video, I am going to connect every single dot, but at the same time, I am also going to show you exactly when this danger flips into what is, in my opinion, one of the best buying opportunities in the market. So definitely stick around until the end because you don't want to miss this. And just so you know, I actually covered this in my private Substack community a while back before it even started playing out. We are almost at 3,000 members now, so if you want to be part of that conversation, the link is in the description. Now, before we continue, I have to mention that I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. This video is for educational purposes only and reflects my own research. Most importantly, past performance does not guarantee future results, and investing involves significant risk and potential loss of capital. So always consult a financial professional. All right, so to start, we all know about the conflict in the Middle East and what it's doing to oil prices. Currently, oil is sitting above $100 a barrel, and some analysts believe it can go up to $150. And here's the key. Iran controls a major portion of the Strait of Hormuz, and disruptions there have significantly restricted oil flow through one of the most critical supply routes in the world. And oil doesn't exist in isolation. It feeds into everything. When oil rises, transportation costs rise, production costs rise, and those costs get passed directly to consumers. That's why oil and inflation move together. And you can see the relation by overlaying inflation data with oil. There's a clear positive correlation. So with oil holding above $100, the inflation data we've seen from the month of February hasn't captured that impact yet, which means the next CPI prints are likely to come in very hot, and the market is not going to like that. Now, this is where it gets critical. Higher inflation leads to higher yields, and we're already seeing that. As inflation expectations rise, 10-year and 2-year yields have been moving higher. 10-year yields have risen from 3.9% to almost 4.4%, now sitting at the same level they were back in September of 2023. And that was when interest rates were still at 5.5%. And remember, the 10-year yield is essentially the market's collective expectation of what inflation and interest rates are going to look like over the next 10 years. So when inflation expectations go up, yields rise. A month ago, the market was pricing in rate cuts and a soft landing. But now, according to the recent Fed meeting last week, we are back to a scenario where the Fed may keep rates higher for longer and even consider rate hikes again. You can clearly see that rate cut expectations have collapsed over the past month. So oil rises, inflation expectations rise, yields rise, rate hike talk returns, and ultimately, the final piece to this domino is that the US dollar strengthens. And this is the piece that most investors are missing. Because when that happens, global capital flows into dollar-denominated assets to capture those higher returns. And that strength in the dollar has a direct impact on one specific area of the market, which is international investments. However, international ETFs are not the only ones being caught up in this macro setup. There are other areas of the market that are being hit by the exact same chain, and I'll go through them one by one. You see, when the dollar strengthens, anything priced in foreign currencies loses value when converted back into dollars. Even if the underlying asset is doing fine locally, you still lose on currency. And here's a simple example to understand it. Say a European stock goes up 5% in euro terms. Great. But if the dollar strengthens 7% against the euro over that same time period, when you convert that return back into dollars, you're actually down 2%. The currency move completely wiped out the underlying gain. And this relationship is extremely consistent. When the dollar is strong, international equities struggle, and when the dollar is weak, international equities outperform. And that brings us directly to the ETFs I want to talk about, VYMI and IDVO. And these are very strong ETFs in my opinion. High dividends, global diversification, and historically, they have performed very well. IDVO is one that I have preferred for my international exposure. It's a covered call ETF with a dividend yield of around 7%. And because of its strategic stock selection criteria, which focuses on earnings growth and strong revenue, combined with a tactical call writing strategy, this ETF has become one of the strongest performers in recent years. But right now, the macro environment is directly working against it. Now, IDVO and VYMI both hold international stocks, Europe, Asia, emerging markets, and they have no currency hedging. So that means when the dollar strengthens, you feel the full impact. But it gets worse. And if you guys want access to these amazing tools along with in-depth fund analysis, market insights, ETF breakdowns, and more, then I highly suggest to sign up with Seeking Alpha. You guys can use my link to get $30 off their annual premium plan. Or you can also bundle Seeking Alpha's premium plan with Alpha Picks and save over $150. Alpha Picks is their exclusive stock selection portfolio powered by quant and momentum strategies, and it has delivered over 3 times the total return of the S&P 500 since inception. I personally use Alpha Picks, and it is one of the smartest ways to supercharge your portfolio. Now, of course, past performance is not a guarantee of future results, and this is not financial advice. You see, both VYMI and IDVO also have exposure to emerging markets. And emerging markets are highly sensitive to a strong dollar because many of these economies carry dollar-denominated debt. So when the dollar rises and the yields rise, their debt becomes more expensive to service. And that compresses margins and puts pressure on their earnings. And then you have Europe. Europe is a major energy importer. So when oil spikes, it directly hits their economies. Costs go up, margins shrink, and growth slows. And both of these ETFs have heavy exposure there. So now you have 3 simultaneous headwinds: a strong dollar reducing returns through currency, emerging market pressure from dollar-based debt, and rising oil hurting European earnings. Each one matters by themselves, but all 3 together is a serious risk. When you look at the total returns of ETFs like IDVO and VYMI over the past month, they have fallen nearly 10%, while the S&P 500 has only lost roughly 4%. That is a major difference. They have essentially wiped out all of the exponential gain they experienced at the start of 2026 because of a weakening dollar. Now, since 2025, these ETFs have returned nearly 4 times as much as the S&P 500. And I regularly posted about this opportunity with international ETFs. Now, before we continue, I wanted to let you guys know that I just released a free dividend ETF cheat sheet that breaks down the 7 key metrics every smart investor should know, plus my #1 way to spot a dividend trap. You can grab your free cheat sheet by clicking the link in the description or comment section below. Now, I want to be very clear, I am not saying to avoid international ETFs long term. That, in my opinion, would be very wrong. What I am saying is that right now, conditions are stacked against them. And if you're relying on them for passive income, you have to understand that yield alone is not going to protect you if the underlying asset is being eroded. So reassessing allocation, potentially trimming exposure, and shifting toward areas that are better positioned for this environment could be the way to go. Of course, this is not financial advice. In fact, one of the strongest hedges that can still provide a very strong dividend yield in this environment is energy ETFs or MLPs, or even energy ETFs with a high income covered call strategy like MLPI or XLEI. This way you still get a very high dividend yield, but it's an asset that is working to hedge against this market. Now, another asset class that is under major risk is bonds, but more specifically long duration bonds. So think ETFs like TLT. And this is something I mentioned before. The relationship here is direct. When yields rise, bond prices fall. That is just how bonds work. And although in a risk-off environment, bonds usually become the go-to for investors, you have to be mindful of duration. The longer the duration, the harder the hit. A fund like TLT carries a duration of roughly 20 plus years. And in an environment where the 10-year has already climbed from 3.9% to 4.4%, long-term bond ETFs are absorbing real damage. My personal preference is to focus on medium-term duration with a mix of high income and active management. And I talk about these ETFs in my private community on Substack. All right, now shifting gears, here's the part that matters the most. This setup is also building one of the best opportunities we've seen in years. When the Middle East situation hopefully de-escalates, oil prices will drop rapidly. And when oil drops, the entire chain reverses. So oil falls, inflation cools, rate hikes disappear, yields fall, and the dollar weakens. And when the dollar weakens, international equities will likely outperform once again. And yes, the overall market will recover as well, but in my opinion, assets that have lost the most right now will be positioned to gain the most later. So every headwind we just talked about flips into a tailwind. And by that point, these ETFs will likely be trading at more compressed valuations with higher yields relative to your entry. And that's where the opportunity is. When those align, that's when I would be rebuilding international exposure aggressively. And for me personally, VYMI and IDVO would be at the top of that list. So the bottom line is that the same macro forces that are pressuring the broader market right now are also creating a headwind for international ETFs. And understanding that chain is what allows you to position yourself ahead of the move instead of reacting after. International ETFs like VYMI and IDVO are very strong long-term assets. However, right now, in this specific window, the macro is working against them. And recognizing that isn't bearish is just disciplined portfolio management. And that is all for this one. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.